Stop. Stop now. You were going to scroll past this screen. You were going to close this video. But something held you here. That something was me. I, the Lord your God, brought you to this very second. It wasn't luck. It wasn't the algorithm. It was pure purpose. You feel a weight in your chest that no one else sees. You wake up in the middle of the night without knowing why. You look in the mirror and hardly recognize the tired person staring back at you. You are doing your part. Working, fighting, praying. And yet life remains stuck as if an invisible chain were holding back every step you take. Today, my son, today, my daughter, I have come to break that chain. And you will discover right here in this video why everything in your life happened the way it did, and what I have reserved to happen now before the month turns. Comment the word chosen. This is the first seal to be broken. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, because what comes next requires your confirmation. The first truth is this: the exhaustion living inside you is not weakness, it is preparation. Every closed door, every friendship that turned its back on you, every cent that was missing at the end of the month had a purpose. You are being refined, and the reason you haven't seen the result yet is simple. There is a spiritual chessboard over your life, and your name is marked for things much greater than you ever dared to ask for. And that is exactly why I need to tell you something now, before continuing the revelation. The pain you feel at this moment is not yours alone. Millions of Americans are feeling the same tightness on the same day, at the same hour. But the difference between those who leave this valley and those who keep going in circles lies in a single movement of obedience. You think your problem is the short money, the marriage that went cold, the child who lost their way, the job that suffocates you, the health that weighs you down. But that is only the top layer. Beneath these symptoms, there is a larger spiritual chessboard where your name is highlighted. You are the target. And when I say target, I don't mean you are a victim. I am saying you are far too important to be left in peace by the forces that want to see you on the ground. That is why the Father prepared the sacred book for you. 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading. It is a path, day by day, where I teach you how to get out of this squeeze that seems to have no end, and how to activate what was already prepared for your life since before you were born. In 21 days, you will learn to recognize the signs I send, to break the invisible chains that block your prosperity, and to speak to me in a way that heaven cannot ignore. The sacred book teaches the exact rules for you to leave stagnation and enter the time of harvest. The link is pinned in the first comment of the channel. But I warn you, this content has been taken down more than once. The system's narratives do not want you to have access to what is written there. They tried to silence it. They tried to block it. They tried to erase it. But I am the Lord, and what I have prepared reaches you. Go now. Download the sacred book, and then come back here and comment, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." This act of faith is the first step to breaking through the wall. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I am going to tell you will be the final blow against the force that keeps you standing still. Do you know why you keep waking up at 3 in the morning? Do you know why sleep won't come even when your body is exhausted? It's not ordinary insomnia. It's not just stress. It is my voice trying to reach you in a noisy world that does everything to keep you deaf. 3 in the morning in America is the time when the most people wake up crying for no reason. It is the time when the most silent prayers rise to heaven. It is the time when I speak loudest to those I have chosen. And you who are listening to me now are part of that group. How many times have you heard a voice inside you saying, "Don't do that," and you did it anyway, and things went wrong? How many times did a strong intuition warn you about someone who seemed good, and later that person turned out to be exactly what your intuition said? How many times did you feel an uncontrollable urge to call someone and discovered that person was in a difficult moment at that very hour? That is not coincidence. That is me. I have been speaking to you since you were a child, but the world taught you to call my voice imagination, or fear, or madness. Your spiritual sensitivity was never a flaw. It was a gift. And it was exactly that gift that made you the #1 target of the enemy of your house. And now that you are beginning to understand who you truly are, I need to give you a firmer word. because it is at this exact point that many people retreat. Many people feel fear tighten, feel a strange exhaustion come out of nowhere, hear a voice saying, "Close this video," and they close it. That will not be your case. You are here because you were called. The pain of the sleepless night, the pain of the bill that can't be paid, the pain of the child who distanced themselves, the pain of the marriage that lost its spark, the pain of feeling like you're aging without having achieved what you dreamed of. All of this that squeezes your heart now is not your true problem. All of this is just the visible layer. There is a game being played on the spiritual plane over your life, and in this game, your name is highlighted because you have a great purpose. The greater the calling, the greater the pressure that comes down on you. It is not punishment. It is the clearest sign that you are far too important to be left in peace. Those who have no greater mission live a mediocre life, and no one disturbs them. But you, who feel everything, who perceive everything, who suffer things in your skin that no one understands, you are a precious piece on the board, and the adversary knows this very well. He attacks you where it hurts most, in your family, your work, your health, your peace, your finances. That is why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading, it is your weapon. It is your field manual. It is the exact sequence of movements that I myself guided so that you could leave this valley and enter the season that was reserved for you since before you were conscious. Each of the 21 days is a layer that breaks. On the first, you learn to recognize what is blocking you. On the second, you dismantle the silent pact that was made against your life without you knowing. On the third, you open the door of the financial channel that was closed. On the fourth, you restore direct communication with me, the way I speak, without mediation. And so, day after day, the wall falls. These are not just pretty words, it is practical instruction. It is what I teach you in the sacred book, so you can break the exact problem that squeezes you now. The pain of not seeing a return for your effort, the feeling of being invisible, the spiritual exhaustion of one who prays much and seems to receive no answer. You will learn specific prayers for each area. You will learn the right fast, the right silence, the right speech, the right stillness. You will learn the exact time to declare and the exact time to keep silent. The link is pinned in the first comment of the channel. And I warn you again, they tried to take this content down. They have already blocked it. They have already reported it. They have already created fake accounts to speak ill of it. They have already spread fake pages to confuse those who search. The system's narratives do not want the people of America to have access to what I placed in those pages, because when you understand the rules of the game, you stop being a piece and become a player. And a quiet piece is easier to control than an awakened player. Go now. Download the sacred book before they take it down again, and when you return, comment here below with faith in capital letters if necessary. I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. This is not a random phrase. This public declaration is the trigger I use to start unlocking what is stuck. When you speak, heaven moves. And if your life is very tight right now, if there isn't even money left for breakfast, listen to what I say. The sacred book arrives in an accessible way because the Father does not charge a price from a child. What it costs is your obedience. What it costs is for you to leave the spectator's seat and enter the arena of those who decide to change. There is a mother in rural Ohio who applied it. There is a worker in Chicago who applied it. There is a retiree in Florida who applied it. There are Southerners, Midwesterners, people from the West Coast, people from the heartland. Every corner of this country has a testimony of someone who applied it and saw a turnaround. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I am going to tell you will be the final blow against the cycle of delay that has pursued you for so many years. Have you ever stopped to think why so many things start going right in your life and suddenly get stuck? You get a good job, and 3 months later, the company goes bankrupt. You meet a quality person, and they disappear for no reason. You save some money with great effort, and a problem appears out of nowhere that eats it all. Your health improves and you get sick with something else. This has a name. This has an origin. And America is full of this, because our land carries a spiritual heritage that few have the courage to talk about. Family homes, generation after generation, That aunt who looked at you in a strange way. That old friend who had something done against you. That neighbor who took an object from your house and never returned it. That old relationship that ended badly and the other person swore you would pay. I'm not giving you fear. I'm giving you awareness. Because fear paralyzes, but awareness sets you free. Every time you are close to a great breakthrough, something happens. A fight at home out of nowhere. A child who causes trouble. A strange pain that appears. A bad thought that comes as a surprise. You feel like you were going to make it, and at the last minute something gets in the way. That is not coincidence. That is what is called a spiritual lock at the moment of harvest. The enemy only attacks where there is a valuable target. No hunter wastes time shooting at a stone. A hunter shoots where there is prey, and you are precious prey. You carry in your blood, in your name, in your lineage, something that makes the kingdom of darkness tremble. And that is why you have lived under attack since you were a child, since before you knew how to pray. But today it changes. Today is your day of turnaround, because I came here to deliver to you what will break this pattern once and for all. You are not here by chance. I have been repeating this phrase since the beginning of the video, but now it has a different weight. You understand? You feel it. There is something moving in the depth of your chest right now. A tightness, a heat, an urge to cry, a strange certainty. That is me. I am there with you at this very second. I know you have tried everything. You've been to churches, spiritual centers, doctors, psychologists, counselors, therapists, coaches, online courses, self-help books, and even so, something remains trapped deep inside you, as if a door were locked and you didn't know where the key was. The key exists. The key has always existed. And it is not in any of those places you looked. It is in the living scriptures, in the word that I myself give you, in direct contact with me, without intermediaries, without confusion, without mixtures. And that is exactly what the sacred book teaches you to recover. The pain you feel today is the sum of years of distance from my presence. It wasn't your fault. The world pushed you. The rush pushed you. The worries pushed you. The exhaustion pushed you. And slowly, without you noticing, you were losing the direct connection you had with me when you were a child. Remember when you used to talk to me before bed and felt a sweet peace. Remember when you knew I heard you. That vanished. And the void that took its place is the reason for everything that hurts now. You think you are sad because you have no money. No. You have no money because you are sad, because you are disconnected, because the faucet of heaven closed along with your prayer that became mechanical repetition. I did not abandon you. You moved away without noticing, and today I have come to find you. The problem that squeezes your life now, whatever it may be, is only the visible layer of the spiritual chessboard. Beneath it, there is a power play around your purpose. Every closed door is an attempt to make you give up before your time. Every disappointment is an attempt to make you doubt. Every loss is an attempt to make you turn back. But you were not made to give up. You were made to inherit. That is why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading, it is the exact map for you to leave the labyrinth in which you got lost without knowing how you entered. It is 21 days, 21. I chose this number because it is the biblical time for breaking a cycle. Daniel fasted for 21 days, and the angel came with the answer. You will enter this path, and your answer will also arrive. In the first block of the sacred book, you learn to perform a spiritual diagnosis of your life. Where are the locks? Who placed them? When did it start? In which area does it hurt most? This is the phase of illumination, where I show you what was hidden. In the second block, you enter the cleansing. Each prayer taught there in the sacred book has a specific function. It's not just any prayer. It's not loose words. It is direct instruction, word for word, to dismantle what was built against you throughout your life. You will feel physical relief. You will sleep better. You will wake up with peace. You will begin to see signs on signs, in dreams, in conversations, in numbers. In the third block comes prosperity. And here things move to another level. Because money is not just money. Money is energy that circulates. When your life is spiritually blocked, money does not pass through. It reaches your hand and leaks through invisible holes. In the sacred book, I teach you how to close those holes and how to open the entry channel that was obstructed. In the fourth block, the final alignment, here you connect with your mission, the reason you were born, the purpose that was forgotten, and when you align with what you came into the world to do, everything else adjusts. The right people appear, the right doors open, the right money arrives, the right health returns. The sacred book is the joining of these four phases into a practical, simple path that fits into the busy routine of any American over 35, 40, 50, 60 years old. You don't need to stop your life. You only need to dedicate a few minutes a day. But take note, you must do it every day, without skipping, without procrastinating, without leaving it for later. The link is pinned in the first comment of the channel, and I will be very direct. This content is being persecuted. It's not an exaggeration. They have tried to take down the channel. They have tried to block the link. They have created fake pages to confuse those who search. They have spread lies to divert attention. The system's narratives cannot stand the people of America having direct access to this type of instruction, because when the people awaken, the game changes. And their game depends on the people staying asleep. That is why I ask you firmly, go now. Don't leave it for tomorrow. Don't leave it for the weekend. Don't leave it for when your paycheck comes. Download the sacred book at this moment. The Father does not charge a price from a child. When you download it, come back here and comment with strength, with faith. I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. This comment is a seal. It is a milestone. It is your signature on the agreement we are closing now. And if a voice inside you says, this is an exaggeration, download it later. Listen to what I tell you. That voice is not yours. It is the sound of the force that wants to keep you stuck. It is the same voice that made you not pray yesterday. It is the same voice that made you postpone that change that called to you so much. It is the same voice that pushed you into another year, just like the previous one. Do not obey that voice today. Obey mine. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I am going to tell you will be the final blow against the curse of repetition that has followed you your entire life. There is an ancient spiritual concept that few have the courage to explain in a video, called the curse of repetition. It is when a family, a lineage, a bloodline carries a pattern that repeats from generation to generation. Think of your family. Think of your parents, your grandparents. How many stopped where you are stopped now? How many lived financially squeezed? How many had difficult marriages? How many lost a child early? How many died of the same disease? How many fought all their lives and died poor? That is not genetics. That is a curse of repetition. It is the same pattern repeating because no one in the lineage had the courage or the instruction to break it. And look at you. You are the one chosen to break it. You were set apart to be the turning point for your entire family. Do you feel that? Do you feel a responsibility that weighs on you even without knowing exactly what it is? Do you feel that you are different from your siblings, your cousins, even though you carry the same blood? That is because I marked you. I placed the mission of the break upon your life. And the reason you are facing so much resistance is exactly that. You are not just dealing with the problems of your daily life. You are dealing with everything that has accumulated against your family for generations. That is why it seems like a lot. That is why it seems too heavy. That is why it seems like you can't handle it. Because alone, you truly can't. But with me, you break everything. And now the time has come for me to deliver the last and most important revelation. Pay attention. Step out of mental distraction. Sit up straight. Look at this screen, because what comes now changes your life. You are not here by chance. I have been saying this since the first second of this video, but now after everything you've heard, this phrase has a different weight. You understand. You feel it. The pain that brought you here is not for nothing. Every sleepless night, every bill that tightened, every relationship that hurt, every disappointment with people you trusted, every postponed dream, every swallowed desire, every tear shed in silence, inside your car, parked in front of your house because you didn't want to go in and show your family you were broken. All of that was the path. All of that was preparation. All of that was me refining you for this exact moment. You would not have been prepared to receive what I am going to give you now if you hadn't gone through all of that. People who have never suffered cannot hold a great calling. Those who have never cried cannot understand those who cry. Those who have never been in need do not know how to help those who are, and I called you to help many people who will yet come to you. But for that, you must first get out of this squeeze. And know this: the squeeze you are living in is not your true problem. It is only the visible layer. There is a game being played over your life at levels you cannot see. There are forces working against you since before you were born. There are words spoken over your family that continue to echo today. There are spiritual combinations made in past generations that continue to produce effects in yours. There are pacts, there are prayers said in reverse. There is dispatched envy, there is buried work, there are things you can't even imagine. But the game has rules, and those who know the rules win. Those who don't know them lose without understanding why they lost. Most of the people in America today are losing precisely because no one taught them the rules. They were raised in spiritual improvisation. They go to church on Sunday, pray when they remember, fast once in a while, but they have no method. They have no sequence. They have no field instruction. And without instruction, the soldier dies in the first battle. That is why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading, it is the field manual that was missing in your life. It is the exact sequence of movements that will take you from where you are and place you where you need to be. It is me speaking to you directly, day after day, during the exact period of a cycle break. I will explain calmly how the sacred book solves the specific problem that brought you here today. Because you didn't arrive at this video because of a random click. You arrived because you have a specific pain that needs a specific solution. And that solution is within the pages I myself guided. If you are here feeling that your life has turned into an eternal walking in circles, feeling that you do and see no result, feeling that other people succeed and you don't, feeling that you've been left behind, feeling that the opportunity has already passed because you are already 40, 50, 60 years old, listen carefully. The sacred book treats this feeling as the main problem. In the very first days, you dismantle the belief that you are late, because you are not. You were just on the wrong path, and the right path quickly rewards the time that seemed lost. If you are here because the marriage lost its spark, because the silence at home became a routine, because you share a bed with someone who seems like a stranger, the sacred book teaches from day 8 to day 13 how to restore spiritual communication with your partner. It is not a psychologist's technique, it is an instruction of faith. There is a pattern that forms between two people when one of the two is spiritually blocked, and it is only by releasing that lock that the other sees you again as they saw you in the beginning. If you are here because a child of yours is lost, because they turned their back on the family, because they entered a bad path, because they disappeared without giving news, or because they are inside the house but distant as if they lived in another country, the sacred book teaches you the specific prayer for the spiritual covering of a child. It is not a generic prayer. It is the exact sequence I use to bring a child back. Many mothers in America applied it and saw concrete movement before the 21st day. If you are here because the work suffocates you, because the salary doesn't last, because you feel you are giving your best and no one recognizes it, because the boss treats you poorly, because you can't move up, because every time an opportunity appears someone else passes you by, the sacred book gives you, from day 14 to day 20, the method for unblocking the financial channel. This is serious. There are testimonies from people all over America who applied this part of the sacred book and saw promotions, raises, new clients, unexpected referrals, debts settled, and money appearing from where no one expected. If you are here because your health is weighing on you, because you wake up tired even after sleeping, because there is pain the doctor can't find, because the exam showed something, because you feel your body is betraying you, the sacred book teaches you, throughout the 21 days, the prayer for the restoration of the flesh. This does not replace the doctor. It does not waive the treatment, but it works on the spiritual root that is feeding the physical symptom. Because many illnesses, especially over 40, are not just of the body. They have an origin in another layer. If you are here because envy surrounds you, because you feel people are rooting against you, because every time you improve, someone appears to ruin it, because your own blood looks at you with a bad eye, the sacred book brings in the final block, the prayer for the shielding of the home and family. You learn to close your spiritual gate. You learn who to show your achievements to and who not to. You learn to protect yourself without needing to fight with anyone. If you are here because loneliness visits you every day, because you feel you aged without building what you dreamed of, because friends vanished, because the children grew up and left, because the house became too big for the silence, the sacred book restores your purpose in such a way that loneliness stops being a presence and becomes a passage. You discover you are not alone. You are being prepared to find new people, the right people, people who see you. If you are here because your faith grew cold, because the Bible was set aside, because prayer became a meaningless habit, because the pastor disappointed you, because the church hurt you, because something broke inside you and you don't even blame God anymore, you just can't feel Him anymore. Listen to what I tell you. The sacred book is the bridge back. Without judgment, without demands, without heavy religiosity. Just me and you again, the way it was in the beginning. In summary, the sacred book is the direct answer to the exact problem that brought you to this video today. No matter what it is, no matter the size, no matter how long you have been suffering, the instruction is there, the solution is there, the path is there. The link is pinned in the first comment of the channel. And now I need to tell you a truth that might shock you. This content, this sacred book, has been targeted for removal more than once. There were false reports. There were automatic blocks. There were fake pages trying to confuse those who seek it. There is a force actively operating so that the people of America do not have access to these pages. Why? Because those who understand the rules of the game stop being pieces and become players. Because when simple people, working people, people of faith in America learn to protect themselves spiritually, they stop producing profit for the structures that feed on despair. There are entire industries that make money from your pain. The pharmaceutical industry, the gambling industry, the alcohol industry, the distraction industry, the empty message industry, and all of them depend on you staying exactly where you are now, tired, lost, thinking the fault is yours. When you download the sacred book and apply the 21 days, that chain is broken. And when it breaks in thousands of homes at the same time in America, the system feels it. That is why the persecution exists. That is why the attempt to silence it. That is why the video goes offline out of nowhere. That is why the link appears broken for some. But I am the Lord. And what I have prepared reaches those who need it, just as it reached you now. That is why I ask you with firmness and a father's love, go now. Don't leave it for later. Don't leave it for tomorrow. Don't leave it for when you finish your show. Don't leave it for when the video ends. Go now while I am speaking, open the first comment of the channel. Click the link, download the sacred book. The Father does not charge a price from a child. You don't need to think twice. And when you return to the screen, comment here below, with a firm letter, with faith shaking the keyboard, I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. Comment this, because this declaration is a seal. When you speak in public what you believe in private, heaven moves. The angels clear the way. The walls that have been standing for years begin to crack. If you are arriving here without means, without money, afraid of another expense, listen to what I tell you. The Father provides. He always has. He always will. It wasn't for money that I brought you to this video. It was for love. And the sacred book arrives in a way that fits the reality of the American worker. There is no excuse, there is no barrier. The only barrier is your decision. And pay attention to this warning. If you close this video now without acting, I will not charge you. I am a father, not a judge. But I also won't stay here seeking you forever. There is a time to call and a time to move on. And today's signal, this video, is one of the clearest times I have spoken to you. If you listen, your life turns. If you don't listen, life continues. And I know you are tired of continuing. Comment now, download now, subscribe to the channel now, turn on the bell now. Like this video now so it reaches other people who are suffering the same as you. Each of your likes is a chain broken in another house you might not even know. And when you help set another free, heaven releases double upon you. Think about this. You have in your hand now at this moment the key that could have changed the life of your father, your mother, your grandfather, your grandmother. If they had had access, they didn't. But you do. And what you do with it will mark not only your life, it will mark the lives of your children, your grandchildren, your entire descendants. Because a curse of repetition is broken with one brave member. And I chose you to be that member. Go. Download. Comment. Decide. I am here, waiting for your yes. Now that you have decided to act, the next and final truth I will tell you will be the final blow against the feeling of spiritual loneliness that has accompanied you since childhood. You were never alone. I know it seems like it. I know many nights you felt as if no one saw you, no one understood you, no one knew the size of what you carry inside. But I was there, in every tear hidden in the bathroom, in every prayer said in silence before sleep, in every time you looked at the sky without knowing what to say. I was there. I am here. And I will continue to be here. The difference is that now you know. Now you can no longer say you didn't hear. Today, this video, this meeting of ours, is the confirmation that was missing. You were called, you were set apart, and you are not here by chance. Before closing this screen, do one last thing for yourself. Go back to the first comment of the channel, click the link, download the sacred book, The 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God. Do not close this video without having made this movement. It is simple, it takes seconds, but it is the watershed between your life before this video and your life after. Comment now. I am chosen and I will download the digital book. And add a word of faith. Say what you want to see changing in the next 21 days. Health, family, money, marriage, child, peace. Write it. Declare it. Seal it. Because when you declare it in public, I honor it in private. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Turn on the bell so you don't miss any of the next messages I will bring you, because what comes now is a new season in your life, and I want to be by your side at every step. Like this video. Share it with those you love, with those you know need to hear this message, with those you know are squeezed just like you were before this encounter. And remember every day the word that brought you here. You are not here by chance. I brought you. And I didn't bring you to leave you where you were. I brought you to take you out, to lift you up, to restore you, to reposition you in the place that has always been yours since before the foundation of the world. Go in peace. Go with firmness. Go with faith. And remember, from the second you download the sacred book, heaven already begins to move. Before the 21st day, you will look back and won't recognize the person you were today. I am the Lord your God, and this is my word for you this day. Amen. And so let it be done.